Okay, family. So that hurricane from the last reading, it began to show its face yesterday, but I was good. I was able to, you know, get on top of things. But I wake up this morning, that hurricane of hurt. I was able to push it off yesterday, but it all piled on me today. But maybe like a couple days ago, I pulled this card. I started reading it, but I didn't finish it. And, you know, I was like, okay, this is the perfect card because, it has all the different phases of the moon. We just come out of a full moon. So I'm like, yeah. I started reading this. Like, I'm still battling back and forth between trying to settle these emotions and I read a paragraph, still frustrated, read the second paragraph. I'm like, okay, chill out, calm down a little bit, have more faith. And all the work that I was trying to do to recenter myself wasn't working. But after reading this, it really helped me to recenter myself. And I didn't even read the whole thing just yet. So I was like, I need to get this on video for, in the future, because we're constantly going to face some challenges and some delays and situations and times in our life where it feels like everything is falling apart. Nothing is coming together. Even though there's like, the thing is, it's like such high highs and such low lows. You know what I'm saying? All without any real, like, physical evidence, you know, because the physical evidence will lean one way and then the physical evidence will lean the next way. It's just a lot of confusion. And yes, you've been on a spiritual journey for a while. We feel like, oh, well, going through a season of transformation, things are going to get chaotic. And that's exactly what the energy is right now. But you never get used to it. You know what I'm saying? No matter how deep or advanced one can be spiritually, that shit sneaks up on you like a thief in the night. you know? And I feel like, yes, as I look back over all the, times where the dark night of the soul decided to show its ass, yes, things have gotten gradually better, but it seems like baby steps. But I'm grateful for the progress. Definitely grateful for the progress. And again, life is a continuous, eternal learning lesson. Even once we leave here and transition over into our heavenly bodies, into the cosmos, the heavens, whatever you would like to call it, we still are learning there. So, the process isn't anything that it's going to be a minute before we, you know, hit that final level where we don't have to do anything or don't have to learn anything. But just think about, like, what would existence be? What would existence be if you didn't have, you know, the challenges? It would be boring as fuck. I feel like that's why the Most High, the Creator, created Earth. Because having everything at your hands eventually is gonna get boring. And then you're probably gonna start creating chaos. So just learn to go with the flow, feel the feels. Just know that this is just part of life's ups and downs, the roller coaster. I don't know, y'all. I really don't know. We are figuring this out together. We're taking it one step at a time. It just feels like a big game. A huge game. And it high key, low key is. And the little masks that blind you from being able to see that is the most diabolical part. But it's the journey. It's the journey, and we need to find the tools to help get us back on track faster. Continue to perfect and refine that, knowing where to go, what to do, what tools to use, what tools to pull out. We might as well get used to it, you know what I'm saying, and start outsmarting it. And there's constantly, we have to constantly keep finding new ways and new tools to help us to reground ourselves and to recenter ourselves when shit get crazy. So let me just go ahead. This is one tool. So we just gonna shoot. I kind of want to stop this video and just start over and just read this and not include all the other part, but it's real. It's reality. And I know I'm not the only one that's experiencing it. And I don't want to be that doom and gloom person, but toxic positivity ain't the way to go either. We got to be real and show the frustrations too, because that's part of life. This is the realm of duality. You're going to experience those the highs and the lows. And so our job is to remember and do our damnedest to stay at that middle ground. Just like, I remember seeing the Libra card come out in one of the previous reads. So I'm going to read this. So this can be just a, single video on its own that you can come to for just that hug from mama. That's what we need. And this is a hug from mama. So this is that nurturing from mama. This is that, come here, baby, come lay your head on my bosom. I know it's hard out there, but you got this. I love you. I'm here for you. Yeah, I know it feels like you're all alone, but you're not. Come here, just rest in my bosom a little bit. Calm down. I got you. Type of message. So let's just get into it. Okay. So we have Mama Quilla, the mandala of the moon. I showed y'all the card already. It says, I, the lunar mother, bring you my mandala. I'll let you see the mandala so you can meditate on it. Just really allow yourself to melt into this energy. I bring you my mandala of the moon to manifest through the law of magnetic attraction. My mandala is the sacred portal through which your dreams, intentions, and visions shall pass into the wholeness of being, from the realm of inspiration into the world of form on earth. So the vision that I just got, it says it just said that this is the sacred portal through which your dreams, intentions, and visions shall pass into the wholeness of being. So what I saw this is as kind of like the key. So a new little meditation that I just thought of that you can try, it may work, it may not, is to picture this in your mind, and whatever intentions or dreams, visions, whatever, like imagine you sending it through the center of this mandala. As it, imagine this being a key and you sending it through the center of it, and just imagine, visualize the desired outcome of whatever intentions, dreams, or visions, whatever that you send through this, picture it manifesting. So if you understand what I was trying to say there, I don't know. But it's like a key that unlocks the manifestation. So she'll pass into the wholeness of being, from the realm of inspiration into the world of form on earth. Okay? Because right now, with it being in your mind, it's in the realm of inspiration, and we want to pass it through the center of this mandala into the world of form on earth so they can manifest. It says there is no need for doubt, baby. I'm adding in the baby and all the little extra stuff because I need that little comfort. Baby, there's no need for doubt or concern. For even the appearance of delay signifies that the divine feminine mystery is at work. This delay, baby, there's no need for doubt or concern. This is just showing you that the mother is at work. We work through mystery. We work through the confusion. When things are confusion, that's when we do our best work. Okay? Because it's least expected. With timing unfolding according to a higher loving wisdom. This is just our way of challenging you to hold on to that faith, that trust, because we need you to strengthen that right now. Because whatever level, we're sending you to the next level, and you need to strengthen up that level, that faith and that trust. Because this little stuff that you're going through right now, you're going to be facing even bigger challenges moving forward. Trust in the mystery. Trust, release, surrender. So if you shake it now, that means you need to work on it. You need to work on it some more. You need to sit in meditation on this energy right now and program your subconscious. Program your subconscious right now. Okay, with time and unfolding according to a higher loving wisdom. Trust that what is falling away is meant to be, whilst you have faith in new divine works being born. Trust that what is falling away is meant to be. What is falling away is meant to be. What is falling away is meant to be. Whilst you have faith in new divine works being born. Whilst you have faith in new divine works being born. Have faith that new divine works is being born. Okay, it says inner reading. This oracle brings a sign that creative works will reach fulfillment. It will reach fulfillment. Yes, there may be appearance of delay, but know that only signifies that the divine feminine mystery is at work, and divine timing is unfolding to a higher loving wisdom. Okay? But no, this is a sign that creative works will reach fulfillment. Relax with trust and positive expectations. Relax with trust and positive expectations that all your needs will be met. All your needs will be met. Trust. Yes, you're tired. You're frustrated. Motherfuckers keep fucking with you. And you want to fight. You want to argue. You want to do all of the things. You want to snatch motherfuckers' head off and every piece of hair out their head because they keep fucking with you. But relax and trust. with positive expectations that all your needs will be met. You ain't got to snatch a motherfucker ball. Relax and trust that the Most High will handle it. We will handle it better than you could ever. You know, I know you want to snatch a ball, but what we got is even better. So chill out. This makes it easier for abundance to flow. When you relax and trust, when you relax with trust, you need to relax. Let's take some deep breath. Relax with trust and positive expectations that we will move these obstacles out the way. They're just here for a little bit of time. They're just here for a short time. Okay? Won't you just spend your time being grateful? Think back of all the good things on your life, because you got way more good things than bad. We already know that negative energy overtakes positive energy. You know, it has this uncanny way of just making you forget about all the good in your life, all the good that you've experienced. You have so many great experiences that you can just rest in, relax, and trust in. But anyway, let's keep going. This makes it easier for abundance to flow in all earthly and spiritual matters to fall into place. It makes it easier for abundance to flow in all earthly and spiritual matters to fall into place according to a great and loving higher intelligence. So we must relax with trust and positive expectations that all of our needs will be met. Doing that makes it easier for abundance to flow and all earthly spiritual matters to fall into place according to a great and loving higher intelligence. And imagine if you don't, that's why I was frustrated with myself. Imagine if I was able to hold on to that and then watch everything unfold. Would have been such a beautiful feeling of accomplishment. But now I feel like I'm not going to have that. But I still want it. I won't be as happy and proud. You got a dog howling and crying in the background. Wait till I started to read to want to do that. And also, you got to know, and I really do feel all this frustration that I'm feeling is projections. It's projections. But when you're in the midst of it, it's so hard to see through it and discern what's yours and what's not. And as soon as I said that it's projection, the howling stopped. This is really not my energy, but it's so hard. Like, forgive me. Like, we are on this together. We're working this out, y'all. You know what I'm saying? No one has all the answers. But it says things are changing, even if you cannot see the physical evidence of this yet. Trust that your actions are leading you into a better way of life. Rely on the universe, and you shall see how things come together according to a timing and higher order that suits you in ways even better than you could have imagined yourself. Hold space for miracles. Spiritual guidance. When we are very focused on something that we want to have happen, we can become impatient and try to control the process. That's where I'm at. That's where I was. I'm going to claim that's where I was because I want to release this. I'm going to read that again. When we are very focused on something that we want to have happen, we can become impatient and try to control the process. We may logically assume which steps should come next, and if that fails to fall into place as we expected it would, we make further incorrect assumptions. Such as believing that if our plan has not worked out according to our current expectations, then that then that somehow must mean that it won't work out at all. Don't be impatient. Don't try to control the process. You're too focused on the situation. Don't become impatient and don't try to control the process. Let go. You may have made the mistake earlier, and did exactly that. But now let's call back our energy to ourselves. Take accountability and do the work to move forward. It's okay. Come here, baby. Just rest your head in mama's bosom. Let me rock you. It's okay, my love. It's okay. You're human. Okay? But you are a spirit having a human experience. This is just part of the journey. It's part of it. It's all right. Come here. Rest. Rest in my softness. Rest in my love. Okay? There is a timing and higher order for all of these things to come together for you. Okay? There's a higher and loving wisdom. Okay? Divine timing is unfolding according to a higher and loving wisdom. A higher and loving wisdom. Relax with trust and positive expectations that things are unfolding according to a higher loving wisdom. Relax with trust and positive expectations that timing is unfolding according to a higher loving wisdom. Timing is unfolding according to a higher loving wisdom, no matter what it looks like. So don't become impatient and try to control the process. Because you go logically think and assume what steps should come next, and when that fails, you're gonna make further incorrect assumptions, and then when that fails, then you're gonna start believing that if your plan hadn't worked to your expectations, then somehow it won't work at all, and now you just in this energy of defeat and ready to take yourself out, ready to die, ready to commit suicide. Because you just feel like the whole world is crashing down and nothing is working. And calm down, whoa, Kimosabi. Big balling will be your hobby. You just got to be patient. I know y'all tired of hearing it because I'm tired of hearing it. But when it comes to divine timing, who gives a fuck if you're tired of hearing it? You can't control shit. You can't make nothing happen. And you can try to logically come up with steps, but you might be logically stepping your ass in a direction further away from what you need, which is just going to delay the ultimate grand prize that's there. You're just getting in your own way. So why not just trust? Why not just trust? The wailing started back. I feel it. That's okay. It says the lunar mother is telling your soul that she knows of your intent. The lunar mother knows of your intent. She is saying that you are permitted by the divine to create what it is that you want to bring to life upon the earth, but that there are cycles of creation that must be honored. There are cycles of creations that must be honored. And this makes me think back to like the way of, Eastern disciplines. Like you're going to be in the novice stage, no matter, or even when it comes to the Magi, like 40 years. Doesn't matter you got to put in, I wish I can find the book, but it's basically up to 40 years. You got to put in the time. There's cycles that need to be honored no matter how much you think you may be above it. But there is 30 to 40 years, you're a novice. You're considered a novice, no matter how much work you put in, how impatient you become. You got to go through that time frame. And then you can graduate. And then there's still another cycle that happens. I don't know. I got too impatient. I didn't finish the book. Because I'm like, 40 years? I want it. 30 years, 20 years, however long it may be. But there's cycles that must be honored. She reminds you to trust in the sacred feminine wisdom expressed in the idea that it is darkest before the dawn. She reminds you to trust in the sacred feminine wisdom expressed in the idea that it is darkest before the dawn. She reminds you to trust in the sacred feminine wisdom. This is sacred feminine wisdom, that it is darkest before the dawn. That is what you need to program, is what we need to program into our subconscious. That is sacred feminine wisdom. Maybe that's the reason why the divine feminine energy has been denied and has been villainized for so long. And in Christianity, I had to pull out my Lilith. She's hated. A lot of the feminine energies are hated. They are neglected. They are denied existence, denied acknowledgement in a lot of different countries. When you look back into their ancient ways, the feminine is everywhere. But perhaps she's been denied because the masses doesn't like having to go through the dark in order to reach enlightenment. They want to take a shortcut. Hence, now we're in a patriarchy and everything is crumbling, and the Divine Mother is going to have to come in and fix everything. Because motherfuckers want the easy way, or what seems to be the easy way, instead of doing the work and learning the lessons. They don't want to learn the lessons. They want to skip the lessons and just get to the good part, or whatever the fuck. I don't know. We're going through this together. It is what it is. I'm debating on if I want to share this. Again, I'm still debating if I want to share this, but I have to. I have to put this out. I have to be vulnerable. And we gotta face this shit head on. We gotta face our fears. We gotta face it. Deal with it. Feel all the feels that comes with it, so that we can ascend it. That's what the whole, dark night of the soul is about. Facing your fears, facing those harsh truths. And they may be harsh now, but as we truly begin to integrate them and understand them, acknowledge them. They just want to be acknowledged and loved too. We need to learn to be neutral to them and stop denying them. I don't know, y'all. Let's keep reading though. But she reminds you to trust in the sacred feminine wisdom expressed in the idea that the sacred feminine wisdom is expressed in the idea that it is darkest before the dawn. And really, when you look at things, it's really not that bad. we be putting 20 on 10 on certain situations. It really don't be that serious. It just be feeling like that. Because we're in the energy of unknown, but it don't really be that dire. Sometimes. It says this wisdom is symbolically enacted in the natural world, whereby an ending and the uncertainty that can accompany it, the night, must fall before the new cycle of creation, the day, can begin. I'm going to read that again. This wisdom is symbolically enacted in the natural world, whereby the ending and the uncertainty, is the uncertainty that be fucking a lot of us up. And we don't have the patience to sit through the uncertainty. And that's when we start trying to control the process. And then we start assuming steps that should come next. And when that fails, when that fails to fall into place as we expected it would, then we make further incorrect assumptions. And then if our plan don't work out according to those expectations, then somehow it means that it just won't work out at all. But that's because we done stepped in the energy of uncertainty, trying to figure things out instead of trusting. Instead of just allowing the uncertainty to have its time. Instead of resting in the uncertainty. Instead of relaxing and trusting with positive expectations in the uncertainty. Pride and ego runs amok in uncertainty. Because sometimes that comes with maybe a defeat, or what looks like to be a defeat. What seems to be an injustice, and we do nothing, or what we try to do doesn't work. But it says what is seeming, I had the card come out in another read. What is a seeming injustice is really a blessing. But we don't have the patience to sit through the uncertainty of the injustice. And that's what we need to really work on and to strengthen. So let me read that one more time. The wisdom is symbolically enacted in the natural world, whereby an ending and the uncertainty that can accompany it, the night. This is a symbolism in the natural world with the night and day. The ending and the uncertainty that accompany the ending, which is symbolically represented by the night, must fall. The night must fall. It must fall, just like within certain endings and uncertainties must fall, just like nighttime. And that's the time of rest. We consider nighttime associated with rest. So in those times of endings and uncertainty, maybe you just need to rest. You need to rest. You just need to rest through that time. Just go to sleep. That's the time where you really need to really just focus on building up yourself. And it says before the new cycle of creation, which is the day, can begin. On a practical level, this guidance asks us to keep the faith, acting when we can act, and resting when we can rest. On a practical level, this guidance is asking us to keep the faith, acting when we can act, and resting when we can rest. It guides us to not lose heart, even during times where not much seems to be happening. It guides us to not lose heart, even during times where not much seems to be happening. New Age circles often espouse the wisdom of following the path of least resistance based on the Tao philosophy of ancient China. These wise teachings is often misinterpreted to mean that if things get difficult, one is on the wrong path. That would be a most unhelpful creed to live by, as it would cause you to turn away whenever things become challenging, rather than staying true to your path, no matter what may come. A more useful interpretation of that wisdom is to not resist the natural cycle of creation. This means accepting the symbolic night, during which we cannot act, we cannot see, we have to rest and be patient. Because at night it's dark. There's not much action we can do. There's not much we can see. We just have to rest and be patient. Let me read that again. A more useful interpretation of that wisdom is not to resist the natural cycle of creation. This is just the natural cycle of creation. Okay? It's just the natural cycle of creation. This means accepting the symbolic night where everything is closed. And when it comes to a certain time at night, everything is closed. You can't do certain actions. You can't go, whatever. There's a lot of things that you can't do. You can't act because it's nighttime. Everything is closed. During times which we cannot act, we cannot see. It's dark outside. Your vision and things that you're able to see is limited, especially, imagine you're not in a city. You're in the country and there's no street lights. You can't see. You can't just drive in the dark, and it's too stressful to just try to drive with the little light of your car. I mean, you got to do what you got to do when you got to do it. But rest. Set your ass down and rest. Okay? Especially, it says, this means accepting the symbolic night. Accept the symbolic night during which we cannot act, we cannot see, we have to rest and be patient, having faith that the day will dawn at the right time. So we do not insist that things manifest immediately according to our personal opinion of how, why, when, and where. I'm going to say it again. So we do not insist that things manifest immediately according to our personal opinion of how, our personal opinion about how, when, why, and where. Say it again. So we do not insist that things manifest immediately according to our personal opinion about how, why, when, and where. Instead, we believe that the universe honors our right to create, and it is working with us intelligently to bring to life the yearnings of our heart. It is working with us intelligently. The divine has a destiny intended for you. When you surrender, you are led into it. Your spiritual destiny has been created for you alone by the source that created you, who knows you with extraordinary and unconditionally loving intimacy and wishes for your complete fulfillment with a passion that is both tender and fierce. that is both tender and fierce. We do all that we can do, and yet we know that we don't have to attempt to direct the divine and its mysterious workings of love. We do all that we can do, and yet we know that we don't have to attempt to direct the divine and its mysterious workings of love. Just do all that you can do. Do all that you can do, and then rest. Do all that you can do. Do that in the day. That's your symbolic day. And then once you've reached all you can do, just rest. That's your night. That's your symbolic night. And just rest. And that's where you're going to get your messages on what to do when it's time to wake up again. You've done the work, you planted some seeds. Now it's time to rest. It's nighttime. We'll start back work at dawn. All we can do. We do all we can do, and yet we know that we don't have to attempt to direct the divine and its mysterious workings of love. Let the Divine Mother invoke peace and reassurance for your mind and heart as you realize that her divine promise is here for you now. Let the Divine Mother invoke peace and reassurance for your mind and heart. Let her invoke reassurance for your mind and your heart. Battle that ego and pride as well, with allowing the Divine Mother to invoke peace and reassurance. Peace and reassurance is the solution to ego and pride. Peace and reassurance battles ego and pride. Peace and reassurance will win the war. Ego and pride may win a few battles here and there, but we have to make sure that peace and reassurance is the ultimate victor. All things come in time, and for all things, including your dreams, there is a season. All right, so let's go through the healing process. I definitely didn't make it to this part when I first started reading. So, okay, let's just say the following aloud. I honor the creative magnetism and loving power of attraction within me that calls into my life all good things for all good purpose. What is not meant for me, I release with trust, and what is intended for me, I embrace with joy. I have been given the free will to create whatever I choose, with the understanding that spiritual responsibility for all my creations rests with me. I ask the unconditionally loving and merciful Divine Mother to guide me from the heart, that all my creations bring her pleasure and fulfill my soul. With gratitude, so be it. Let's say it again. I honor the creative magnetism and loving power of attraction within me that calls into my life all good things for all good purpose. What is not meant for me, I release with trust, and what is intended for me, I embrace with joy. I have been given the free will to create whatever I choose, with the understanding that spiritual responsibility for all my creations rests with me. I ask the unconditionally loving and merciful Mother, Divine Mother, to guide me from the heart, that all my creations brings her pleasure and fulfill my soul. With gratitude, so be it. I honor the creative magnetism and loving power of attraction within me that calls into my life all good things for all good purpose. What is not meant for me, I release with trust. I release with trust. And I rest in the uncertainty. What is intended for me, I embrace with joy. Peace and reassurance. What is intended for me, I'm adding the peace and reassurance. I embrace with joy. Let's embrace peace and reassurance with joy right now. Peace and reassurance. I have been given the free will to create whatever I choose. Peace and reassurance. That I can create whatever I choose, with the understanding that spiritual responsibility for all my creations rests with me. I ask the unconditionally loving and merciful Divine Mother to guide me from the heart, that all my creations bring her pleasure and fulfill my soul. My soul is fulfilled. It will be fulfilled with my creations. With gratitude, so be it. It says, you can now express any heartfelt desires to the Divine Mother. Speak to her as a loving guide, mother, and friend, telling her of what it is that your soul yearns for, and knowing that she hears you with love. What you are speaking is becoming a prayer, so don't be hesitant. Give yourself permission to be authentic and free with your expression. Be authentic and free with your expression, even if you a cusser or whatever the fuck. Be free and authentic in your expression. Gaze softly at the mandala, depicted in the center of the oracle card image. Gently notice the circular outer form and the ornate square configuration in the center. Relax. Relax. You are gaining healing from the Divine Mother as you do this. Let your gaze dwell upon the moon in her cycles and the sacred feminine figure in serene and joyful acceptance. Rest. You have completed your healing process. I'm going to read that one more time. You can now express any heartfelt desires. Actually, let me read that whole ending again. You can stop the video here or whatever. I honor the creative magnetism and loving power of attraction within me that calls into my life all good things for all good purpose. What is not meant for me, I release with trust, and what is intended for me, I embrace with joy. I have been given the free will to create whatever I choose, with the understanding that spiritual responsibility for all my creations rests with me. I ask the unconditionally loving and merciful Divine Mother to guide me from the heart, that all my creations bring her pleasure and fulfill my soul. With gratitude, so be it. You can now express any heartfelt desires to the Divine Mother. Speak to her as a loving guide, mother, and friend, telling her of what it is that your soul yearns for, and knowing that she hears you with love. What you are speaking is becoming a prayer, so don't be hesitant. Give yourself permission to be authentic and free with your expression. Gaze softly at the mandala depicted in the center of the oracle card image. Gently note the circular adder form and the ornate square configuration in the center. Relax. You are gaining healing from the Divine Mother as you do this. Let your gaze dwell upon the moon and her cycle and the sacred feminine figure in serene and joyful acceptance. Rest. You have completed your healing process. This is a little mudra that came to me earlier today that I reminded myself of. That came out in a reading before. And just so you know, you clasp your hands. The right thumb needs to be on top, and then you extend the middle fingers. So you can you're supposed to put this in front of your sacral chakra, because this is a sacral chakra mudra. And you can either point the fingers forward or upward. Okay, so just if you wanted to do it. I'm just doing it. I don't really know what benefits I'm feeling from it. I just felt like doing it. So if it's something you want to do. But of course, if it's a mandala for the sacral chakra, it's definitely something that is supposed to empower you, help you to overcome maybe any guilt or shame. I definitely need to work with the lower chakras to help me release the guilt and shame I felt earlier. The guilt and shame for trying to step in the way of the divine and trusting in its loving and highly intelligent process. As I'm looking at myself in the camera, I see a softness that, has come from this message. And yeah, we're going to go ahead and end it right there and go into a read and pull out some cards. But this is just a one-off. That way you can just tap into it whenever you need it. And maybe I'll do another video where I just read through it instead of all the yapping in between. But anyway, I love you all, and until next time, peace.